Overcoming social anxiety. Tips for confident conversations. Social anxiety can feel like a roadblock in professional and personal settings. Whether it's struggling to speak in meetings, avoiding networking events, or feeling tongue-tied during small talk, social anxiety can hold us back from meaningful interactions. But here's the good news. Social anxiety is manageable, and with the right tools, you can grow into a confident communicator. In this video, we'll explore strategies to help you navigate social situations, quiet self-doubt, and build authentic connections. You're not alone in this journey, and no matter how overwhelming it feels right now, you absolutely have the ability to overcome it step by step. Let's dive in. First, let's understand social anxiety. At its core, social anxiety is an intense fear or worry about being judged, embarrassed, or rejected in social situations. It can show up in a variety of circumstances, speaking in front of groups, making small talk, or even encountering unfamiliar people. Professionals often encounter heightened anxiety in high-stakes scenarios like networking events or team meetings. This can lead to avoidance behaviors, overthinking every word, or feeling drained after interactions. It may help to know that you're not alone. Social anxiety is incredibly common, even among seemingly confident professionals. What's important to remember is that while social anxiety might feel overwhelming, it does not define you or your potential. One of the most helpful strategies for managing social anxiety is grounding yourself. Social anxiety often arises when we're stuck in a cycle of what-ifs and racing thoughts. Grounding techniques bring you back to the present moment. Start with your breath. Inhale deeply for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. This simple exercise helps calm your mind and lowers your heart rate. Another grounding method is to focus on your senses. Identify one thing you can see, hear, touch, smell, and taste. By centering yourself in the present, you can reduce physical anxiety symptoms, giving you a clearer mindset to approach interactions. Let's talk about the inner voice. Social anxiety often fuels itself through negative self-talk. What if I embarrass myself? What if I say something wrong? These thoughts can make small situations feel like huge obstacles. To quiet this inner critic, try reframing your thoughts. Instead of focusing on potential failure, ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Or remind yourself, mistakes are part of learning. Others are too busy with their own worries to judge me harshly. When you reshape your inner dialogue to be kinder and more optimistic, you'll start to believe in your ability to handle conversations, even challenging ones. Incorporating a reflection practice, like writing down 3 small wins after every social interaction, can reinforce positive thinking and boost your confidence over time. Preparation is a confidence-building superpower, especially in professional environments. Before social events or meetings, think about potential conversation starters. It could be a simple comment about current events, shared hobbies, or compliments on something you've observed. Practicing in low-stakes settings is also crucial. Start by connecting with people you're already comfortable with, like friends, family, or trusted colleagues. As you build confidence, branch out gradually to initiate conversations with acquaintances or strangers in casual settings, such as a coffee shop or a community event. Remember, practice makes comfortable, not perfect. Small efforts accumulate into big improvements. Starting conversations can feel intimidating, but it's simpler than you might think. One of the easiest ways to begin a conversation is with a compliment or an observation. For example, at an event, you might say, "I love how they organize this session. What do you think so far?" Or, in more casual settings, "That book you're carrying looks interesting. What's it about?" The key here is to stay approachable and curious. People generally appreciate genuine interest. When you focus on building rapport instead of trying to impress, the pressure to perform fades, and the interaction becomes more natural. Introduce yourself confidently, make eye contact, and don't shy away from using your authentic voice. Group conversations can be especially intimidating, but there are ways to navigate them with confidence. Listen for natural entry points in the discussion, like when someone mentions a topic you're familiar with. A simple, "I completely agree, and here's how I've seen that as well," or even a brief question to keep the conversation moving can make a difference. If you're feeling overlooked, Don't internalize it as rejection. Instead, take the initiative to re-engage with something like, "That's such an interesting point. Can I add to it?" Remember, your presence and opinion are valuable, even if you have to remind yourself of that. In group settings, focus on observing dynamics, listening actively, and stepping in when it feels natural. There's no need to dominate the discussion to make an impact. Let's face it, awkward pauses and slip-ups happen to everyone. Maybe your mind went blank or your joke didn't land. So what? Instead of spiraling into self-criticism, embrace these moments as part of being human. A small laugh or a candid comment, like, "Wow, my brain just froze for a second there," can lighten the mood and make you appear more approachable. Most people won't even notice a minor misstep if you don't dwell on it. When you allow yourself to move past awkward moments without overthinking, you'll feel more equipped to handle them in the future. Above all, one of the most effective ways to grow social confidence is to lean into authenticity. Instead of trying to say the right thing to impress others, focus on being present and true to who you are. Your real self is enough. Vulnerability and honesty often lead to stronger connections because they show others that you're approachable and genuine. Confidence isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being comfortably you in any situation. Growth takes time, and that's perfectly okay. Start by creating a social comfort zone where you practice manageable goals, like saying hello to colleagues you haven't met or attending smaller, less intimidating events. Gradually, you'll notice your confidence growing with each success. If social anxiety feels overwhelming, consider seeking support from a therapist or coach. Professional guidance can provide deeper strategies tailored to your unique challenges and needs. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. The journey toward confident conversations doesn't happen overnight, but every step forward is a victory. Social anxiety might feel daunting, but it doesn't have to define your social or professional life. By grounding yourself in the moment, shifting self-talk, preparing for small wins, and embracing your authentic self, you can navigate social situations with grace and confidence. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, you're building a stronger, more assured version of yourself. The path to confident conversations is a journey, but you're already taking the first steps by seeking growth. You've got this, one interaction at a time. Let's start creating meaningful connections together.